They called us ghosts. Not as a compliment, but as an insult. To the star empires beyond our system, humanity was a whisper in the void, a primitive, fragile breed of meat and fleeting sparks. They thought us too soft, too bound to our mortal shells, clinging to oxygen and warmth like frightened children. When their great archives mentioned Earth at all, it was only as a footnote, an undeveloped race. Spectral, ephemeral, ghosts. But they never understood what being a ghost meant. They never understood that to be unseen was our greatest weapon. When the coalition of the glass suns arrived, they did not come as conquerors, not at first. They came as saviors, at least in their own minds. Their crystalline ships drifted into our solar system like drifting cathedrals, glowing softly against the Black Sea. They offered integration, enlightenment, eternal life in digitized matrices. In exchange, they demanded obedience, assimilation, the quiet death of human spirit. When we refused, they threatened our extinction. They had watched countless worlds bow to the allure of endless existence in virtual paradises, but Earth? We simply vanished. Their orbiting scouts scanned our cities and saw them empty, streets still echoing with echoes of laughter and life. From space, we looked abandoned, as though the entire human race had turned to mist. Their leaders believed we had fled underground or gone mad and surrendered to despair. They did not know we had become something else entirely. For decades before their arrival, our scientists and dreamers had worked in secret, exploring the deepest edges of quantum phase shift technologies. Experiments so dangerous, even our own governments barely understood them. The early prototypes left volunteers stranded between worlds, echoes caught in walls or drifting between shadows, unmoored from gravity and matter. But we learned, and through sacrifice and madness, we shaped a new path, the Ghost Walkers. We learned to step through walls, to pass through matter like a breeze through morning fog. Our soldiers could drift unseen, slipping past any sensor, ignoring any barricade. We became stories told to frighten alien children, whispers of human phantoms who moved like living myths. By the time the coalition landed on Earth's surface, our cities were traps. The first regiments marched confidently into the marble halls of our Capitol buildings, raising their shimmering banners, broadcasting victory songs in crystalline harmonies. But as they entered, human silhouettes emerged from the walls themselves. Pale figures drifting across marble, eyes burning with silent resolve. The aliens aimed their plasma rifles, but our warriors moved before a trigger could be squeezed, slicing through their ranks like blades of living fog. No door could hold us, no bunker could shield them. In the deepest fortresses where they hid their command corps, they believed themselves safe, until humans rose from the floor beneath them, eyes locked, each movement precise and final. The coalition screamed across their networks, calling us abominations, impossible monsters. They unleashed gas weapons and molecular shredders, but our ghost walkers drifted past every barrier, stepping from one locked chamber to the next as if stepping across morning dew. In orbit, their fleet watched helplessly, unable to comprehend the collapse below. Every transmission from the ground ended in choked static and sudden silence. Then we reached their motherships. Our ghost walkers phased through hulls of diamond lattice, emerging in control rooms, seizing captains by their luminous throats before any alarm could echo. We turned their own star weapons against them, slicing vast dreadnoughts into molten confetti, the debris raining across the upper atmosphere like a meteor shower. In hours, their mighty fleet dissolved into tumbling shards, each piece reflecting the sun's fire in a final, silent requiem. Humanity did not broadcast threats or ultimatums. We moved quietly, each ghost walker carrying the memory of all we had lost and all we refused to surrender. We did not seek vengeance, we sought freedom. We did not need their digital heavens, nor their crystalline eternity. We needed only our sky, our oceans, the scent of rain on warm soil. The coalition's final message to their distant allies was simple and terrified. Earth walks through walls, death incarnate, ghosts everywhere. By the time reinforcements arrived centuries later, they found no sign of the invaders. Only quiet cities, birds singing in the morning haze, children running across old concrete courtyards, and murals of silver ghosts painted across shattered walls. They saw humanity alive, smiling, still mortal, still defiant. They called us ghosts because they never understood our hunger for life. We chose our fragile shells over their empty promises. We chose our trembling hearts over sterile eternity. We chose to become the living echo that moves unseen, not to haunt, but to save, to defend, to burn brighter than any star or virtual dream. We were never meant to kneel, never meant to vanish into servers and crystalline archives. We were born to walk through every wall, every chain, every impossible decree. We were born to remain fiercely, painfully human, ghosts, if that is what they wished to call us, but ghosts who would never abandon each other. So when they called us ghosts, we smiled and rose through their walls, burning with the light of every ancestor and every child we swore to protect. We walked into their nightmares not as monsters, but as the unstoppable truth of human spirit. And in that final moment, when their worlds trembled and their empires fractured, they finally saw us, not as phantoms, not as whispers, but as the future they could never chain. We were the ghosts who saved the world, and we will forever walk through any wall to do so again.